Hi, I am Aarti, and today I will be demonstrating the final extension of my document retrieval system series, which is an RAG LLM based chatbot called the Galactic Gadgets AI Assistant. Before I start the demo, let me explain what a RAG means. Traditional search would return documents, and you still have to read through them, find answers yourself, and hope that you haven't missed anything. That is slow and frustrating for most of the users. RAG, which stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation, fixes this issue. It combines the semantic search engine with large language model. The system finds the most relevant document chunks and hands it over to the LLM as context, and the LLM synthesizes it to a precise cited answer. The difference between this RAG-based chatbot from a regular chatbot is that it does not have any hallucinations. The LLM will only answer what is already present in the document. If the answer isn't there, it will say it honestly. So, what I have built is a complete deployable version of that system with a modern chat interface and three advanced features, along with comprehensive tests and a CI/CD pipeline. Let me walk you through this. So as you can see, we are on our VS Code project structure, and I have already got my files, which are like embeddings, hybrid, loader, and others from my previous project. Now, the only additional that I have is like a llm.py file. And what it does is that it has like a class called LLM client, and it works with Ollama as well as an OpenAI. So it contains all the logic related to my LLM. The another file that I've introduced is the RAG file, which orchestrates literally everything, the pipeline and everything related to that, the retrieval, building, creating prompt, and everything. Also, from a previous project, I have this retriever.py file, which has like the semantic searches with optional BM25 hybrid, and a re-ranker file, which is like the cross-encoder re-ranking for precision, and my main file, which contains the FastAPI backend along with all the endpoints. I've also got this static folder which contains my chat bot UI interface related to logic, and I've also introduced a new file which is like chat.js, which consists of all the functions and methods related to the buttons and other UI interfaces related elements. In addition to this, I have this test file. I've also created like test LLM file and test RAG file for the testing purpose. The model that I've been using for my chatbot is Quen, and I've already started running this through Ollama run Quen 2.53b in my command prompt. In order to see if it's actually running, we can check it from here, which is the curl command. And if we hit enter, you see it is running. It says 200. That means it's running successfully. I've already started my server, which is running at the back end. It's working. And I will also start my Pytest. So UV run Pytest and I'll hit enter. So by the time our testing is going on, let me walk you through my browser interface where our chatbot actually exists. All right, so this is what our interface looks like in the browser. So let me walk you through the elements one by one. At the down below, you see an input box which allows the user to input their query. You can see we can enter multiple lines of a query as well by using Shift and Enter key. We have a light and dark mode as well, in which the user is able to toggle between these two different modes. This is the light mode. By default, it has been set to the dark mode. On the left-hand side of this sidebar, we can see there is a document upload section, which is one of the advanced feature that I've implemented. In this, you can see I have already added a bunch of documents over here, and it can show how many documents have been indexed. So it's currently 656 are been indexed along with their status. So it has got like three status. First is online, checking, as well as offline. Now let's try to upload a file over here. So I'll click browse files. There's a text file about cats. And it's, you can see there's a progress bar which is showing that the text file is being uploaded. There is a file validation that I've implemented into it. So currently the upload button only accepts uh, .txt and .pdf files with the maximum size of 10 MB. If there is any invalid file is been entered, which is other than these two extensions, then it would throw an error. So we can wait till it gets uploaded. You can see the status that has been showing checking over here, and this indexed will get updated. On the top, we have a settings feature in which we can adjust the our LLM's temperature. Currently, it has been set to like zero point 0.2, and the number of context documents which would be generated by our assistant is set to 3. We can increase to 5 as well. This is the second feature that I have implemented, which is a search strategy. This chatbot provides 4 types of searching strategies. First is semantic with re-ranking, which is currently being shown over here. Semantic only hybrid, which contains hybrid with BM25 as well as semantic, and then hybrid with re-ranking. So you can see our document has been uploaded successfully, and now the indexing has been changed to 662. And we can also delete any of these files from here, which gives a flexibility and to the user. You can see the document has been uploaded over here. Now let's try running some queries. The third functionality that I've implemented is the conversational memory. All right, so we received a response which provides an answer. Since our document already present over here, it searched through all and then generated a response. So if we click on sources, it would generate 5 files, and you can see the full context over here. Okay, now let us try another follow-up question. All right, so we received another response. Let's see, it says a document password should be at least 14 characters long and contains mix of symbols, numbers, letter, which is actually correct as per the document. In addition to all this, we have another feature, which is like the clear feature, the clear button, which would clear out all the conversation that we had in our chat, and the export button, which would export the whole conversation into a text file. So if I click on export, it gets exported and we can see this in the folder. It gets downloaded and you see it's all generated in a text file. Now let's try to clear out the conversation. It would ask us the prompt, clear the conversation. We'll click OK and the chats get cleared. Now let's get back to our code base and let's check our uh, testing. As you can see, our testing has been completed and we have 203 test cases and all have been passed with a total code coverage of 99%. And it took around like 25 minutes and 38 seconds for this. I have also performed like CI/CD pipeline, and this is what it looks like. So let's see. This is my GitHub in which you can see all the workflows that have been done, and the CI/CD pipeline that which I run. It has been run successfully as it is being showing green. And let's get back to our code base again. I have also performed the rough checks as well. So can do UV run rough check. It says all checks passed. Same we can check for format as well. It's also formatted. Now, what I have learned through this project, I'd say there are three things that I've learned from this project. First is RAG. The RAG quality is either lives or dies in the retrieval step itself. A great LLM with a bad retrieval gives a bad answers, and re-ranking would make a huge difference. The second thing that I learned was like a mocking strategy for test also matters more than you think. So if the lifespan bug costed me like hours, and the fix was like only 5 lines of code once I understood the problem. And the third thing that I learned was the local LLMs are generally viable now. So I have used Coin 2.53b, which runs comparatively faster enough for a real chat experience on a laptop. So if you want to build something like this, the full code structure is what I showed you. And start with the retrieval first, then add an LLM, and then wrap it with a cleaner UI. So far, my project P2 gave me an excellent retrieval. Lab 6 is something that added basic LLM integration, and project P3, which is this one, it just brings all together in a single production system. So if you find this useful, check out my GitHub repo, which is in the link in the description. And thank you for watching.